Okay, so Sean Penn, as you know, is the biggest tool of the CIA and imperialism, and he thinks he's cool, and he's not. And so he came out at the Golden Globes, again, something that everyone hates in America, the Golden Globes, and he did this. Why did he take such a long pause, Kurt?
Hitler would have done that.
Is that what is he doing?
I think he's expecting a bigger round of applause.
Oh
yeah.
Can we start from the beginning? I want to see. Maybe you're right. Is that
it? Those nominated films are proof that regardless of language spoken, cinema at its best is an art form that can speak to all the aspirations, to generosity, to integrity, to empathy, to love, and to courage. I'm privileged to be here tonight and proud that the leadership of the Hollywood Foreign Press has seen fit to encourage that those highest aspirations of film should share this stage tonight with a very real-world example, that which inspires film's creation. From the otherworldly courage of young Iranians rising up.
The otherworldly courage, like they burn their hijabs, but they still wore a mask. I mean, it's not otherworldly. Like you still kept the mask on.
The otherworldly.
Yeah.
Why? I mean, you don't have to be hyperbolic about it.
He literally thinks it's another planet.
I think that's
but notice the countries he's going to run through.
Yes.
Are all official enemies.
All official enemies.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Iran.
To the ever-persevering women's movement of Afghanistan.
Afghanistan.
We are reminded.
Was there also a movement to maybe get us the fuck out of there for 20 years? Why don't you recognize that movement? Just the women's movement? That's all you recognize? So, not how we fucking slaughtered people for 20 years? But they're bad. They're worse, still worse than us. Somehow the people in Afghanistan are still worse.
Well, that was before. So remember Iraq? He was way against Iraq. In fact, they made fun of him in Team America World Police because he said he went there and they didn't want to have a war and they mocked him. He was right for saying that.
He was right for that.
But he didn't have an NGO.
CIA got him after that.
And that's because a Republican was in office doing it. And then Obama came along and continued pretty much the exact same foreign policy, and everybody in that circle got on board. Everybody.
In no uncertain terms, that the freedom to dream is not simply a human luxury, but rather a human need that must be fought and sacrificed for. If the freedom to dream were a spear, I proudly present a human being who tonight represents that spear's most honed tip.
Ladies and gentlemen.
What is he dreaming about?
I don't have his speech.
What is that symbol on his shirt? The Decepticons from Transformers?
Looks like a New York Yankees symbol, but anyway, no, I don't have time.
The tip of the spear of freedom himself.
But I just can't get over this garbage. He thinks, I'm going to come out. I'm a righteous fighter for peoples and freedoms and liberties and things of other worlds. It's the human essence of spirit. That's what I'm about.
I bet him and John Cusack, you could have a real douchebag.
God.
A real douchebag off with John Cusack and Sean Penn.
That'd be tough to pick sides.
Wow.
Guys, write about the bravery of yourself, right? Let him go to it.
How could John Cusack write that movie, Gross Point Blank?
Did he write it?
He co-wrote it and then become a Russiagator. He knew the game. If you watch Gross Point Blank, he knew the game.
They all think it's cool. That's part of those movies. Like, that's what's so crazy about it. How could you investigate the CIA? But at the same time, they're all making movies like we all know they probably imagine even more blatant shit than they actually do. So you like it. It's cool. It's like an anti-hero.
You know what's funny about the Golden Globes? You mentioned, Jimmy, everybody hates the Golden Globes. Even the host of the Golden Globes last night, Gerard Carmichael, came out and said, yeah, they're racist and I'm only doing this because they're paying me.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that was their big problem, right? Last year, they got in trouble for being racist.
Because they didn't have one black member of their board.
One black member of the Ford Press.
And he said, "This is what I'm here this year because I'm black." You know, it was a good monologue.
Wow. Well, that's everybody's got to make.
I bet that white crowd came so hard. I know it was so bad.
Tell us more.
Oh, give it to us.
Everybody, we're doing live stand-up comedy in Los Angeles in January and February in Los Angeles. And then we're going to Tempe, Palm Springs, Milwaukee, Minneapolis, Nashville. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for all those tickets and become a premium member while you're there.